Hello, my beautiful people. Thanks so much for stopping by my channel. If you're new here, welcome. My name is Goretti and I am the counselor at Butterfly Project. I just wanted to do a special video today to wish you all a happy Thanksgiving in Canada that we are celebrating here on Monday. And if you're not celebrating because you're in the US or somewhere else in the world, when you see this video, happy Thanksgiving to you. And if you're not celebrating at all, well, it's just a really good reminder to be thankful, and that's actually what this video today is going to be about. I just want to talk about thankfulness and gratitude, and I know I did a video on this before, but I want to go a little bit deeper into it. So this is something, you guys, that I teach all of my clients, working on gratitude and a gratitude list, and for so many different reasons. Okay, whatever we focus on persists, whatever we focus on grows, right? I'm sure you've heard that saying. So there's actually, I'll start off with sharing a book with you guys. This book is called Think and Grow Rich. I know a lot of you have probably heard the book Think and Grow Rich. This is a different take. And I really love this book. This has helped me out so much. So I just want to share this with you guys. It is a fabulous book. If you haven't read it, I suggest that you do. But this talks about things like our energy, and I will be doing a lot more videos on this because people have requested it. It's also something that I do work on with my clients as well as in my personal life, and I have managed to create some pretty incredible things in my life because of this, especially from this book. So whatever we focus on persists. If you are focused on lack, if you are focused on what you don't have, if you are focused on what you don't want, if you are focused on the problem, well, you're only going to create more things to feel lack, more things to be a problem. A lot of the, kind of counseling that I do with clients is really solution focused. So it's looking at what is the solution in this, situation? How can we shift things? I tell people all the time, and I used to not be like this. I used to be the biggest worrywart, but I have become the queen on silver linings. Give me anything and I will tell you how to turn it around or what good came out of it. Okay. And so one of the things that actually really helped me do this, sorry guys, I'm just going to refocus this. One of the things that really helped me to do this was the principles that are in this book, Think and Grow Rich. And, this is all about, kind of money and stuff, but you can apply these principles to anything in our lives, things that we need to be grateful for, things that we need to be thankful for. And when we are grateful and when we are thankful for what we already do have in our lives, we start to focus more on that. We start to kind of attract more of those things into our life. We start to see solutions where there were problems. We start to overlook the obstacles. We start to go over the obstacles. So if you're watching this video right now, your heart is beating, you're breathing, and your brain is functioning. I can guarantee those three things. That is the biggest things to be grateful for. You're alive. You woke up today. Maybe things aren't going great in your life in certain areas, right? Maybe they're going good in some areas, but not so good in other areas. And maybe it's your health. Maybe it's money. Maybe it's work. Maybe it's friendships or family. Maybe it's romance or, a relationship. Maybe it's a career. Whatever it is, you guys, I know there are things for you to be grateful for. And trust me, I have been through hell and back, multiple times in my life. And I can say that every time I got through it, it was because I started to be grateful. I started to focus on the solution. I did not focus on the problem. Whenever I felt stuck, pain, suffering, that was always because I was looking at the problem. I was looking at the obstacle. I was looking at the lack. I was looking at what I don't have, what I want. But when I started to shift my perspective, right? This is a paradigm shift, something else I teach all my clients. Once you shift your perspective into looking at, what am I grateful for? What do I have in this moment? Let's talk about money, for instance. I'll use that. That's a pretty easy example. Let's say you're kind of struggling. I know times are tough right now with the economy and everything that's happening. Let's say you're struggling with money. What can you be grateful for? What can you look at that you already have? Do you have food in your fridge? Do you have food in your cupboards? Were the bills paid for this month? Don't worry about next month. Let's look at right now. Is there gas in your car? Do you have a car to even drive around in? Is your car driving? We take so much for granted. And as I've practiced this over the years, what I found is when things really get rough, I start to look back and say, wow, I didn't even realize that I was taking all of these things for granted until I lost this, right? There's that saying, we don't know what we have until we don't have it anymore. We don't know what we have until we lose it, right? So I want you guys, this weekend, and actually this is something that I teach all of my clients to do as a daily practice, is the gratitude list. I've done a video already on that, but when you spend time, especially at the beginning of your day, and you just do some deep breathing exercises. I did a video on that if you want to look into that, but do some deep breathing, sit up in your bed, don't jump right out of bed, don't grab your phone, don't go on social media, just sit there, do some deep breathing. And, you can do this in your head, but I always tell people there's actually a science behind it. I've done a lot of research on this, but there is something magical that happens when you put pen to paper. Okay. So I want you to have a little journal or notepad by your bed with a pen or a pencil. And I want you to write down 3 to 5 things that you are grateful for. Okay. And sometimes, you got to get down to the nitty gritty. Sometimes your whole world's falling apart. I've been there. Believe me, I know it. I get it. If it's all falling apart and the only thing you can be grateful for is, I woke up this morning, I'm breathing, blood's pumping, and my brain is working. Great. Then that is what we're grateful for today. And we're going to focus on that. So when you do this gratitude list first thing in the morning, it sets the tone for your day. It sets the tone for how you feel. Okay. And actually, it changes the trajectory of your day. People don't realize that, right? The reason that sometimes we don't have great days is because we start off the day looking at our social media, or thinking about things that we have to do. Like we just jump right into the day. We hop out of bed. We don't even give time for us to gradually get into the day. So start to do this as a practice. If mornings are tough for you, you can also do it as part of your nighttime routine. And I do suggest that people do both, actually. But if you can only do one, that's fine, morning or night. But if you could only do one, honestly, morning really is the best. Nighttime is good too, because your subconscious mind will marinate in that all night long. So practice the gratitude list. Practice, even throughout your day, whenever you have that negative thought, whenever you have that worry come up, try to refocus and shift your thinking to, what am I thankful for? What am I grateful for in this moment? What do I already have? And this creates, your energy to be different. It creates your brain to start thinking about solutions. Whenever we're worried, whenever we're stressed, whenever we're anxious, whenever we're thinking too much, that kind of, I always tell people, it kinks the hose, right? A garden hose, when you kink it, the water can't go through, no flow can go through. It's the same thing with our brains. When our emotions are high, right? Our intelligence is low. So we actually can't really think of solutions. Even biologically, we can't if we are focused on, the problem, if we're focused on the worry and the lack and the anxiety and the fear when we have those fears come up, right? We can't really think straight. the ego kicks in, and we're not going to make the best decisions. We're not going to have the best ideas, right? So if you can do this, if you can practice, shifting your focus onto what am I grateful for? What do I already have? Let's say you want a relationship, okay? What I always tell people is if you want a relationship and you want love in your life, let's say it's romantic love, because this is kind of a big one, right? So relationships, job and money are and health, right, are the big ones. So let's say you want a relationship and you don't have one, you don't have love in your life. Okay, so let's focus on, first and foremost, self-love, loving yourself. Secondly, let's look at the relationships you do have, right? Those friendships, the family. What relationships do you already have? And feel those loving feelings, cultivate those relationships, nurture those relationships, especially the relationship with yourself. And you will see that that's going to open up doors. People are going to look at you differently. Opportunities are going to arise. I am going to do another video talking about energy and things like that, because that is kind of a big topic for a lot of people. I know a lot of people don't really resonate with that, and that's fine, but I will do another video on that instead of this one, because this one's probably already a little bit too long. So yeah, I just really want to remind you guys, no matter where you're at in life, no matter what you have or don't have, I know for a fact you have things to be grateful for if you are sitting and watching this video right now. Like I said, I have been through hell and back multiple times in my life, and I can say without a shadow of a doubt, there was always, even in my darkest of dark moments, there was always things to be grateful for. Okay? Spend time this weekend, spend time on Thanksgiving, make a big list of all the things that you are grateful for, and then practice this gratitude list on a daily basis. Practice shifting your mindset, shifting your focus onto things you're grateful for when those fears and worries, and anxiety comes up. Practice, just shifting your perspective, doing that paradigm shift, right? And watch how that affects you. Watch how that affects how you think. Watch how that affects your energy, and how you feel, right? And if you can write it down, like I said, that's so much better. But in those moments, right, you're just going to do it in your mind, and that's fine. The more you practice this, you guys, you are going to start to see a shift in your life. Things are going to start working out for you. Things are going to start to shift and change. This isn't just about having hope. This is about having faith. And like I said, I'm going to do another video on that, which dives a lot more into this book that I have shared as well. There's a lot of principles. So I have a lot of things that I am grateful for in my life. Absolutely. I have so much to be grateful for. I am sure that you do too. And if you are going through a tough time, if you do feel lonely, if you're struggling with money or you're struggling with your health, whatever it is, take some time to focus on the things that you do have, that you are grateful for. Start there. Start small. This is baby steps, right? A little bit at a time. But do what you can not to look at the problem, not to look at the lack, not to look at the fears, not to look at the worry, not to, look at that anxiety. Shift your focus on what you do already have, what you are grateful for. I know this can be hard in the beginning, but I promise you, this is kind of like a muscle, right? When we're working out and we're trying to build that muscle, we have to do it every day. It has to be, kind of consistent. You do need to be diligent with it. You do need to, persist and keep going with it. And over time, you start to build that muscle. You start to see results. Well, it's the same thing with, shifting our thoughts, shifting our focus, and shifting that brain muscle. All right, my loves, I hope this was helpful for you guys today. Thank you so much for being here. I appreciate each and every one of you. I am so thankful for my clients and the work that I do, allowing me the opportunity to help them, because truly that is the thing that I love doing most in my life. And like I said, I hope you guys are celebrating Thanksgiving. If you are, happy Thanksgiving. I hope that you enjoy your time, and remember to spend time on what you are thankful for. Do those gratitude lists, big ones, small ones, in your head, on paper, every day. All right, my loves, and I wish you all peace, love, and light. Until next time, bye-bye.